Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LA Noire. So, we had two quick little tutorial scenes that took nearly an hour last time, the first episode, and now we're still in a tutorial scene. We're kind of in a different action event, which is really odd because from my own recollection, they kind of put all this action up front, and then if you just do the main story, I'm not sure you're going to have too much of this. So right now, before I unpause, I'm supposed to be chasing after this guy that skipped bail. Right trigger to run, and left stick. And run towards it to scale so there's no actual button to jump or anything like that. This is hardly going to be a parkour action.
I won't tell you again, Wendell. Jesus, done. Watch your fire. You don't want to do this, Wendell.
And so you just press upwards and it immediately works itself out to all of those stairs. I tried to press right, and by pressing right it thought I was pressing down. We've already climbed up one of these. There's quite a bit of repetition that we've seen. I feel like these games, I'm surprised that jump let me do that.
It's over, Bowers.
It just feels like they spent so much time with the facial scanning technology and 7 years in development with this. Then clearly this
looks like we've got the place to ourselves.
So here we go. Now I have to go to left trigger to brawl, and either I can pound on this guy again and hold X to block, or
What you doing, Wendell? Your parole officer's feeling lonely. He's got a hole in his life for an asshole like you. You can make it up to him in 10 years' time. Watch your head. This hump will be back in the Iron Hotel by tomorrow night. Nice work, Cole. You run track in high school?
So we play as Cole. We've gotten a lot of flashbacks of his time in the war with two other characters. And
part of the tradition of the Marine
I think
Corps,
we've only played as Cole,
is the ability to make tough decisions.
but we might have also
right
played as a different
is not
character.
Always the popular one. The right decision will get the men you care about killed. These ratings and your ability to give them frankly and truthfully directly
These
affect your
facial
chances of successfully
animations
becoming a
that were
Marine
scanned
officer.
are kind
Candidate Phelps, you have
of
the
not
floor.
unique enough. We need that
Corps,
animation,
Merrill,
that cartoony
10, Franklin, 8,
effect.
Weiss, 8,
So I
Donahoe,
know
6,
that the person I'm
Kowalski,
looking at
6,
right now is
Hudson,
Cole.
5, Kelso, 2, Leadership, Donahoe, 8, Franklin, 7, Merrill, 6, Kowalski, 6, Weiss, 5, Hudson, 5, Kelso, 1. Candidate Kelso!
I'm sorry, Captain, but I joined the Marine Corps to fight the enemy, not get involved in this schoolboy chicken shit.
Kelso, in my office, now!
So you can see that Cole and Kelso had this
For every cop,
fight.
there's the case that makes you. Gives you that leg up. Gets you recognized as the shining new star in the squad. The case that you solve that shows that you have the gumption, the gung-ho, the get up and go to make you stand out from your average rank and file patrolman. This could be the one, Cole.
So we're on to our fourth story, and
LAPD.
eventually, it's a bit of a spoiler, but eventually
Has anyone called an
Cole
ambulance?
becomes a
We
detective.
called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
You see, I believe that is an actual actor that you would then
stand further
recognize
back
from
and move along. It's
TV
your
and
choice,
movies.
But make it quick, people. Hey, Cole. You got here quick.
My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
So we gotta examine the dead body.
Crowded street. Now I've seen everything.
Everybody stay back. Let us do our job.
You know what's kind of funny here is this is actually like a mini game that showed up for just 1 second in Witcher 3. This thing, let's see, apartment address, retail price, article, pearl earrings. So he's buying some pearl earrings and put them on layaway.
C. Galetta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia.
So that'll get us probably not really any helpful information, but and so I don't think there's anything else we can really look at. Look at his hand, look at his arms. At some point, what we may be seeing is simply what's not on his hand, like a wedding ring or a watch. Although,
All right. Yes, it's a dead person.
in all honesty, here we've got a little thing flickering.
Shell cases. These look like 32s.
So, let's look in here.
Awful. Just awful. Why can't we get any closer?
And see, when you find a point of
Brown.
interest,
Serial number 01138. Might need to run it by a gun store.
Eagleson's gun store's a couple blocks from here.
so we can go to another gun store. And before we leave, of course,
This guy in the crowd thinks he saw something, Cole. You better take a statement.
let's
Keep talking.
Talk to
Someday
him.
you'll say something intelligent.
this guy we talked to.
Sir, I'm Officer Phelps. What exactly did you see?
And
I heard the shots. I thought it was a car backfiring.
we're gonna
I saw a girl run
question
at the shoe store.
I knew it wasn't
and
here anymore.
Speak to the witness before homicide arrives, Phelps. If you think she's lying, don't be afraid to get forceful. Verbally, of course. Don't accuse her of anything without proof. Lawyers love that shit. And if you're sure she's straight up, try the general approach. See what you can coax out of her.
so this is the basic system, and honestly should have been the only system. If they were to
You have
release
anything better to do?
just a director's cut of this game that went to the finding of evidence in small areas and then interviewing people,
Can I help you, sir?
then some of the extra GTA stuff that's here
I'm Officer Phelps.
would feel better.
The shooting.
This is the trailer in the demo that they originally did.
It was my boss, Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage's first name.
Everett.
And you are?
Galleta. Clovis Galleta.
So they may lie to you, but even if they lie to you, you have to have the evidence to know what you're doing. Witnesses' details are entered on the left. Questions are listed on the right. Use left to scroll the questions and evidence. So if I wanted to come back and say, look at this here, I could... So we know this layaway notice, it was in his possession. So for a pearl necklace, which that certainly makes a difference. And then we have the gun model and serial, which maybe I should have gotten that information. Maybe I shouldn't have. But we kind of are stuck here.
Why are you just staring at me like that? I've done nothing wrong.
And then you get into this weird system where...
Why are you just staring at me like that? I've done nothing wrong.
Let's start with
You think you
eyewitness
can tell
account.
me exactly what happened, miss?
I look around the shops at lunch. I was in a store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked
You
in
have to
front.
look at their facial tics
I heard shots. I turned
and determine
Mr.
from
Gage
that
fall.
whether they're lying or not. If you think the witness is lying and you have proof, select lie. To accuse your witness of lying, you need to present evidence. You can see she's looking away. She doesn't want to look me in the eye. But is this really the truth? How am I going to prove?
You're lying, Miss Coletta. You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different?
So, we can't really prove it with the gun. We really can't prove it with the shell casings. But the layaway vouchers has her name on it.
Your pearl earrings, Miss Coletta. You've been paying for them for a whole year. Stop lying. And tell me what happened at the jewelry store.
Indicates correct and wrong
I won't lose
answers.
the earrings, will I?
You could lose your freedom, you little fool, if you don't stop obstructing a murder investigation.
Mr. Kalu. Edgar Kalu. He runs the jewelry store. He's showing me a lovely watch. Mr. Gage bursts in. Mr. Kalu gets very angry with Mr. Gage, and they start yelling at each other. Mr. Gage tells me that all of the things in the store are junk, nickel-plated, made in Japan, and yells at me to get back to work.
Then what happened?
We get back here, and I hear
I don't
a
even
loud
get a
bang.
choice to say that's a lie.
Mr. Gage clutches at his back. I hear another bang, and another, and another. Mr. Gage falls to his knees. It looked very painful.
So, for this game, it's weird because I'm not a really good teller of people's actions and their facial tics. So, when I first played this, I didn't succeed very well. Maybe I will just subconsciously remember
Why
all
are you
the
just staring
answers.
at me like that? I've done nothing wrong.
I'm not even staring at her. That's an odd response. So, let's see. Let's ask about the details of the shooting.
How many shots did you hear, Miss Coletta?
It's difficult to remember. It sounded like there were so many, and they were so loud.
If you think just telling the truth, select truth. Press A to accept the statement as true. Yeah, I'll accept that as true. But this is really where they spent all their budget, was to mocap and facially scan. It's not even mocap as much as it is highly detailed facial scans of a real person and then putting an animated face on top of that.
I need you to concentrate.
Now, there's achievements
minor
and
details
reasons
can
that you
become
want to get all of
important
these
later on.
correct.
Well, there was one bang, and then another, and then three very quickly close together. 5.
So now we know that there was 5, which probably doesn't help us too much unless you were very familiar with the F.N. Browning model 1922 handgun to know how many bullets it possibly could have. 5 rounds in total were found on the sidewalk. Okay. Or we could have just looked at that. So, let's talk about the possible murder. See
Which jewelry store?
Hartfield's. Broadway, between 5th and 6th.
Did you see the person who shot Mr. Gage?
Of course I did. Mr. Kalu looked very angry. He kept firing the gun. He kept pulling the trigger. He
So,
threw the gun in a
simple
bin
case
and
here.
turned and walked away.
If you think there's lying, the witness is lying, but you lack proof, doubt. And you can see the subtle, she's looking to the side again, so let's doubt this one.
You're making me angry, Miss Galetta. Is that what you want?
So it's kind of an
Tell me why
old-fashioned
Mr.
way
Kalou shot Mr. Gage.
to interrogate
Mr. Gage
people.
hates Jews. A lot of people do. It's not my fault if he has nice things.
Thank you for your help, ma'am. You've been very brave.
Learning
You'll need you to
experiences
make a
raises
formal
your rank
statement
and
about what happened.
unlocks rewards.
Does that mean I can still collect my...
Intuition can break cases.
Never mind. Yes, officer, I'll make a statement.
Spend intuition points to locate to detect clues. Detect clues will be marked on the map, making them finding them easier. That seems really odd. And see, you can kind of speed yourself up, but not really. Notice the music faded out as I'm walking away from that area. I'm not sure what a modern detective TV or movie would really be about. I was quite a fan of Dragnet in the reruns, of course.
We have the murder weapon.
And the murder.
But
the girl saw it all.
setting
Killer works at a jewelry store called Hartfield.
you kind of have to set it in the 40s and 50s when the police actually wore blue
Maintain the perimeter.
instead of now they all wear black. Let's see, there's maybe some potential witnesses and maybe not, maybe just people. And see, this door handle is not quite gold, and coming over here and interviewing these people is probably again not.
In all my years, I've never seen anything like this.
And it doesn't seem like the audio clips that are actually being played are coming from any specific person, which is odd too. So I could either, let's see, right now it says investigate headfirst jewelry. Set locations to view their destinations. Press left and A to select. What do you mean, left stick and A? Oh, go up one. The menu is kind of easy to miss. Like, that these are selectable, considering these are selectable too. Alright, so we want to go to either the gun store or the jewelry store. It's probably better to go to the gun store and get some more information first. And how can we ask our partner to drive? Like, I seriously want to find out what that control is. Keyboard and mouse controls. Talk, block, hold. In vehicle. Like, so many different buttons, and none of them are even labeled for the right thing. Right, so I'm gonna go over here and hit X.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Hartfield. It's up on Broadway, Cole. Come on.
So I can ask him for directions with the X. And then I hit Y. And if I get out, and maybe I can talk to him now. Let's see.
Any ideas?
Hartfield. It's up on Broadway, Cole. Come on.
Nope, they want me to drive. And I guess we'll just do it the way they want. An interesting question comes about as to when is the appropriate time to use a siren. Because while investigating a murder case, arguments certainly could be made that every second counts, that the killer could be on the run, escaping right now. Certainly also the argument can be made that since society, people who pay their taxes, are paying for the policemen's salaries, perhaps if we do always want them to, The Big Sleep, that's the name of the movie, perhaps we always do want them moving around and making progress in a career, and in general succeeding at being policemen instead of just being stuck in traffic. And I'm giving up on any idea of following Odd Man Out, another movie. You're going to see a lot of references to movies since this is in Hollywood. And once you just get close, you're here. So easily you could make a director's cut and just skip that drive. And I know eventually we'll get calls on the radio for other jobs we can take, which would distract us in the main story. And I know other things could certainly happen. We could potentially get stuck, walk into
Officer,
car chases.
can I interest you in a new watch?
Officer Cole Phelps, are you Edgar Kalu?
No. Mr. Kalu is out back. He said he'd lie down. I'll buzz him for you.
Son of a bitch! Go, Cole, go!
And so we get back into a chase sequence. Where
Kalu, get back here!
we kind of know he's pretty guilty. I can hold left trigger to aim at him, by the way. Or I can chase him down. Let's try to be as pacifist a police officer as possible. I can just tap A to tackle him. And I kept my... That wasn't very pacifist, hitting him in the head.
Edgar Kalu, you're under arrest for the murder of Everett Gage.
Look how smiley that cop is.
And the case that breaks you. The one you never solve. The one that keeps you awake at night. The case that gnaws at your guts and ruins your marriage. The case that keeps you propping up a bar as you relive the what-ifs, the might-have-beens, the half-leads, and the half-truths. The case that other cops murmur about whenever you walk past.
And you know what I didn't go to?
The case you never, ever discuss.
I didn't.
God's mill may grind slowly, but it grinds finely, son. I hear it's you who nabbed our malefactor from the shooting yesterday.
Look
Yes,
at
sir.
this guy.
Then tell me, Boyle.
Boy,
I hear
does
you're
that
quite the
not look
climber,
good.
A man of initiative. How would you like a chance at smiting this man with the sword of justice?
You're asking me to conduct the interview, sir?
I am, young Phelps. You've only been with us a short time and you've assembled yourself a stellar arrest record. Not to mention the fine work you did in the war, sending heathens back to the hell they came from. But I'm curious as to whether you can turn your hand to interrogation. Takes a certain animal cunning, lad. Do you think you might be ready for that?
Yes, sir. I think I am.
Good man. You need many things for a conviction, young Phelps. A motive, opportunity, hard evidence, and best of all, a confession. If you fail in the former, you can always use a modicum of violence to obtain the latter. How are you feeling, lad?
Fine, sir.
Very good. The evidence is overwhelming. May the cat eat him and the cat be eaten by the devil. Bring me a confession, young Phelps. This is your chance. Don't fail me.
So, I have already failed because the game kind of asked me to.
Has my lawyer arrived yet? I want to see my lawyer.
A lawyer can't help you, Mr. Kalu. You shot a man dead in cold blood. You're going to have to pay for that.
So, review evidence. We can look at the evidence, fine. But without knowing, getting some more info about this handgun, accusing with the incorrect evidence will hurt your credibility and make you... see, we're not even... so we're trying to break this guy and do an actual interview since we did that. So let's ask this.
You followed Everett Gage and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard. Whatever he got what was coming. But it had nothing to do with me.
So he's lying, clearly. He's looking to the side. But we could use one intuition point to cheat here. Or we could accuse him of lie. Let's see. But how can we accuse him? The receipt does not connect to her. Well, I think the receipt does have something to do with it. But the argument is probably more evidence.
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the scene.
You can't prove anything.
So we come over here. The suspect was positively identified.
We know all about the argument. Miss Galetta made a statement.
You're counting on the girl? You think her testimony is going to stand up in court?
You're going to the gas chamber.
A lot of sexism and
That
racism.
Jew-hating fuck couldn't leave me alone. I had a sale. That girl was ready to buy.
So let's ask about the possible religious motive.
Let's change the subject. You fasting for Yom Kippur, Mr. Kalu?
Yeah, let's change the subject, you going motherfucker. How about baseball?
You're not denying you're a Jew, Mr. Kalu.
This is America. It's not Germany. It's not a crime.
Some people don't like Jews, Mr. Kalu.
Yeah, and I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews, didn't he, Mr. Kalu?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. Can I call him on the lie this way?
You're lying, Kalu. I think you lent Gage money. He owed you payment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. I don't know if this is really evidence, though. See, I think I may have made a mistake here. Should I go with the layaway voucher or the possible religious motive?
I'm done with you.
Incorrect.
Go flap your gum somewhere else. I want my lawyer. I've just got to keep my mouth shut and watch you run around in circles. We're done. Unless you want to keep making a schmuck of yourself.
So I got one out of the two,
You
right?
disappoint me, Cole Phelps. Get back in there and raise some lumps, boy! I need a confession!
So your boss just throws you back in the office and makes you do it again.
Has my lawyer arrived yet? I want to see my lawyer.
A lawyer can't help you, Mr. Kalu. You shot a man dead in cold
now you have
blood.
this weird
You're going to
issue.
have to pay for that.
We're just kind of starting again.
You followed Everett Gage and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard. Whatever he got what was coming. But it had nothing
And see,
to do
there's
with
no
me.
real way to skip these because you can't skip these and do what you need to do. So we go lie.
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the scene.
You can't prove anything.
Like, nothing here really works. Let's see.
We know all about the argument.
Like, back, right bump,
You're
left
counting on the
bump.
girl? You think her testimony's gonna stand up in court?
You're going to the gas chamber, Edgar.
That Jew-hating fuck couldn't leave me alone. I had a sale. That girl was ready to buy.
So we talk
change the
about
subject.
this. And
You
so we have
fasting
to
for Yom
go
Kippur, Mr. Cullen?
to all of this.
Yeah, let's change the subject, you going motherfucker.
A lot of
Baseball.
these, a
You're not
lot
denying
of
you're Jew,
these
Mr. Kalu.
facial
This is
movements
America. It's not Germany.
that they
It's not a
scanned
crime.
aren't
Some people don't like
intended
Jews, Mr.
facial
Kalu.
movements.
And I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews,
Like,
didn't he, Mr.
I
Kalu?
think
I
I'd
don't know what
kind
you're
of
talking about.
prefer something closer to Mass Effect Andromeda where they are
Lying,
just
Kalu.
kind of dead behind the eyes,
You lent Gage money.
over
He owed you payment.
I don't know
overacting
what you're talking about.
and over like overly moving your face. So we tried this one before, and I'll try the layaway voucher this time.
I'm done with you. Go flap your gums somewhere else. I want my lawyer. I've just got to keep my mouth shut and watch you run around in circles. We're done. Unless you want to keep making a schmuck of yourself.
You disappoint me, Cole Phelps. Get back in there and raise some lumps, boy! I need a confession!
And so I guess I should probably just down him and not accuse him of 2 lies back to back.
Has my lawyer arrived?
Let's see.
You followed Everett Gage and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard. Whatever he got what was coming. But it had nothing to do with me.
And this is a weird game to play. Unlike, say, a Telltale game where you have dialogues and choices and decisions there.
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the
Telltale
scene.
games and story-based games like that
We know all
just
about
move
the argument.
forward.
Scaletta made a statement.
I don't know if there's another
counting on the
game I
girl?
can even think
You think
of
her testimony's
where
gonna
you
stand up in
you
court?
go back
going
and
to the
try
gas
again
chamber,
and
Edgar.
again
That
in
Jew-hating fuck
dialogue
couldn't leave me alone.
choices.
I had a sale. That girl was ready
And
to
see,
buy.
now we're third time here.
Let's change the subject. You fasting for Yom Kippur, Mr. Cullen?
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
just gonna
change the
doubt
subject,
him.
you going motherfucker. How about baseball?
You're not denying you're a Jew, Mr. Kalu.
This is America. It's not Germany. It's not a crime.
Some people don't like Jews, Mr. Kalu.
Yeah, and I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews, didn't he, Mr. Kalu?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's just hit down.
You left-wing leaning parasite. You expect me to sit here and listen to your drivel?
You call me that? You sit there and you call me those names, you goddamn goy putt snatcher? You and that stump Gage!
Why did you do it, Mr. Kalu?
Gage. He's in the Chamber of Commerce. He's in with all those momsers. He blocked every proposal I ever put forward. Kike this and kike that. He's been trying to ruin my business for years.
Edgar Kalu, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Everett Gage. I respect your beliefs and your right to hold them. I hope for your sake the jury can commute to murder in the second degree. May God have mercy on you, sir.
So, we never even really got a lot of the background story there. He confessed it all.
Masterfully done, Officer Phelps. It is just Officer Phelps. Isn't it, lad?
Yes, sir.
Then let me have a word with the Chief of Police, young Phelps. The department needs heroes. A shining, honest face the public can admire.
So
I applaud a man with your talent for
this
embracing
is
justice. Back to your duties for now, boy. But here's a piece of advice. Get yourself 2 suits, get them pressed. You'll be needing.
so in a bit of patriotism slash kind of cronyism, but more patriotism, I would say. Just because he was in the war, they want to. He wants to promote him to detective. So patrol complete. Your actions have earned you a promotion. Prepare for reassignment. LAPD, LA Fitness Report. We passed. We did sound investigating technique, which was searching the alleyway. We did service weapon proficiency, which was using the shotgun. Peak physical conditioning, which was running after the guy. And keen interrogation. So, it's possible you could have not gotten some of that done, I suppose, eventually. It's also possible that that was just an easy tutorial section. In here we can see I've gotten an achievement through the Rockstar social overlay that can't be turned off, and that's annoying. And I'm in a suit. I'm a detective, which doesn't change too much.
Here's your new desk, kid. You're on
Really?
traffic. The hot sheet is posted here, next to the map.
What's his problem?
That's Biggs. He's an institution.
So this is what all the fuss is about. Why couldn't they build a freeway that goes past my place?
They haven't even approved the money yet, kid. The bond issue won't be till December. It'll be years before any of this will happen. Here's your new partner, Stefan Burkowski.
Heard all about you, Phelps. You go easy on me and let me earn the odd citation, and maybe we'll get along fine.
I'm here to learn, Detective.
Oh, he's an intense one, isn't he, Mel? Who's intense? The newly minted detective here, Cole Phelps.
Hi, Phelps. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend a little time basking in reflected glory. Make a change from busting hookers and dope fiends.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy Earl, chief detective and advice.
Do they all dress like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of LA is his audience.
So,
what is that supposed to mean?
Stick with me, kid. You'll find out.
we're gonna get to know some of these guys a little bit better.
Now some
Quite a lot
housekeeping.
better.
Warm Central Division, welcome for
I'm gonna
Detective
work up
Cole
from
Phelps.
traffic to
Some of you guys
probably
may know Phelps. He's the cop who broke the
homicide
jewelry store
advice.
murder. Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
If it's all right with you,
That's
sir.
an order, Phelps.
Shh, quiet.
Phelps is one of only 2 serving LAPD officers who received the Silver Star during the war. Really gave it those lousy Japanese, eh, Phelps?
I did my best, Captain.
Why are you war heroes always so modest? I've partnered Phelps with everybody's favorite Pole, Stefan Burkowski.
Hope you like work, kid. Bukowski sure as hell doesn't.
Well, that's why we have partners, right? Okay, can it, guys. Stick with Bukowski. He's a good cop. He knows traffic inside and out. I'm gonna start you out with 1 case. Do okay, I'll give you a couple more. You screw up, you'll be rousting vagrants and running license plates. Now get down to the PE Freight Depot, 6th and Alameda. A patrolman called in a suspicious vehicle. Signs of foul play. See what you can find out. Come on, Phelps.
So we've got an abandoned vehicle, and now we've got to walk out of this police station, which you actually do quite a lot. Another prime example of it.
They really pushed you through quick, didn't they? 6 years on patrol before
Find
I got
the
to your
exit.
desk. You were here in 5 minutes.
What do you want me to say? I didn't ask for any favors.
I knew it wasn't safe around here anymore.
Like, it's an odd way to exit. You would have thought instead of having me walk down the stairs, which is a slow animation, they would have let me skip, or let's see,
This guy's got a screw.
or find a way to just make it quicker.
That's the cop from the newspaper.
And we just hop in the car.
You know this place?
This is where you start each time.
Near the old gasworks and signal depot in the
This is the police station. You might have to kind of figure out where it is later. But again, just
all units of 459 just occurred at 6th and Sarah's. Any unit to handle code 2 identified.
so let's press A to respond. And we pressed A.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Phelps. Are we
And
friends now, Burkowski? We have to
let's
work
run
together,
this
don't
way.
be so touchy. Grew up in San Francisco.
My father was in shipping. Went to college in
I'm
Stanford.
gonna
Did 2 years ROTC.
stair step my way towards the incident.
Shipped out in early 45 as a first lieutenant. Fought in the Okinawa. I was wounded. Shipped back home.
Kind of want the radio
Year
off.
on the beat. Now I'm here.
So you won the Silver Star.
I don't want to talk about it.
Now let me get this straight. You single-handedly killed 40 Japs on this hill in Okinawa. No, you were up there all night, draped in the flag, knife between your teeth, gun at the ready. Finished? The Emperor Hirohito himself leading the charge against you.
I did my part, Bukowski. What did you do?
I kept the streets of LA safe for the people.
Yeah. Now I get it. Unfit for service.
Oh, fuck you, Phelps. I earned a bravery citation during the Zuda riots.
Sounds like you had it rough.
I did my job.
No one is saying you didn't.
I did 6 years as a patrolman.
That's the third time you've told me.
So there's definitely some division and derision here. I'll turn the radio back, the siren back on to try to get people to actually pull over. Still haven't figured out how to use the flickers. If there is a button for it, the blinkers. And you can see they're all trying to pull to the right and get off the road when you have a siren on, which makes the game.
All units, a 459 just occurred at 6th and Ceres. Any unit to handle, code 2, identified.
So
11K, go ahead, KGPL.
11K, a 459 suspect just left 6th and Ceres. Suspect is a male Caucasian, believed to still be in the area. Code 2.
So we have this suspect.
Isn't that the cop who won the medal and is solving all the cases?
And so we're looking
Gotta have it.
for the guy. And here we are.
Up on the roof, officer. He has a mask on his face. I caught sight when he shoved past me, but be careful. I saw him waving a gun.
And in a weird way, they still have to do the face scan technology, even though that lady in particular is probably not going to be interviewed. We're not going to really know if she's lying.
Give it up now.
The way this whole system works, it feels very much like I should be able to just tap A and gain speed. Not if I'm stuck in this outfit, running into other people. So the game is kind of front-loaded with this, and then once we get up to the detective thing. Now, in all honesty, I believe if somebody is shooting randomly, you probably should try to aim and shoot immediately. Like I just did. You probably should have shot him when he was on the rooftop. Like, he was putting people at risk. Of course, I killed him by shooting him in the face. Maybe I could have winged him, but cops aren't trained to wing. In the heat and dangerous situations, they're trained to shoot in the chest or the head. And even though I was storyline wise, I was a crack shot, or at least maybe that will be the storyline. That still is not the appropriate thing. Shooting in it for the head. So you can see there, vice, arson, and homicide in as far as desks. And
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
And see, people are talking about me far too much, considering I really didn't solve that big of a case. I guess maybe in the 1940s they're trying to imply that there weren't that many murders going on, and sure, that's probably true. And I want to know if you can turn off the radio. Hey, and I've got different outfits now too, so that's certainly interesting. If we want to try out some different outfits. I kind of do wish that there was a real Dragnet game. But I probably don't want it like from a Rockstar company, a Rockstar subsidiary. There you go.
You got something against sirens, Phelps?
Like, so you can't turn off the radio, which kind of sucks. I kind of would prefer something along the lines of a Telltale game, and I guess if you want to go watch my footage of A Wolf Among Us, that is playing as an investigator, albeit a investigator from a fantasy land of fairy tales, but
Parking lot straight ahead.
it is a smoother experience than what we're having here.
I need to get back to work, officer.
The detectives are here now. You repeat to them what you told me.
I did the right thing by calling this in. I'm just a working stick.
Just give them your story and you'll be all right.
I don't know why he wants to get back to work that much.
This is your first case, Phelps. It's okay to admit it if you're stumped. If you don't know what to do next, just come talk to me and we'll see what we can figure out.
Thanks, Stefan. You're okay.
It's kind of funny, they just had this fight, or slight disagreement, you might say, and now they're being nice to each other. And see, for this investigation, we don't have any clues except for the abandoned vehicle so far, and we probably don't have any people, and who knows how far we're going to go. If I click intuition, this intuition points are gained when you're unexperienced in rank. Use intuition to aid in your investigation. It seems like you can only have 5 at a time. And in an odd, almost Who Wants to Be a Millionaire twist, your intuition answers are remove an answer, ask the community, which at this point, 6 years after this game has been released, the community answers are almost certainly going to be the right answers, and show all clues. Yeah, they didn't think about the longevity of a system like that at all. It's been nearly another 50 minutes, 45 minutes, and we took that one side mission. Almost all the side missions are short like that, and they usually all do involve just chasing down or shooting somebody. I'm not even sure if there are any side missions that don't end in you shooting somebody, in all honesty. They are clearly added in the same way that the collectible cars and the huge overworld map that is hugely underused. It's kind of a shame that this game wasn't made by Ubisoft. They could have taken a map like this and then put Assassin's Creed or Far Cry in it. But honestly, the next game that came out that even was set in an area like this was that Ubisoft game that's like Assassin's Creed, but it's set in modern time that I never remember the name of it. Watch Dogs, that's the name of it. Yeah, so Watch Dogs is kind of it, and then GTAs. Some of the GTAs are set kind of in Hollywood. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, There's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.